How does a woman who builds a multi-million-dollar media empire on the sanctity of the traditional two-parent nuclear family go home every single night to an empty master bedroom and 3 children she adopted alone from across the globe? She's the face of traditional values for millions every night on Fox News, but behind the scenes, Laura Ingraham hides a personal life that defies every expectation. While she champions the nuclear family on screen, her reality at home with 3 children and no husband is a story she almost never tells. Today, we're exposing the truth she keeps off air. It is a world where public preaching collides head-on with private reality, and where a woman known for her uncompromising stance on American borders crossed international borders 3 times to build a family entirely on her own terms. For over 2 decades, Laura Ingraham has commanded the airwaves as the host of Fox News' top-rated program, The Ingraham Angle. On screen, she is the relentless defender of conservative ideals, frequently decrying the decline of the traditional male-headed household. In her monologues, she argues that this family structure is the bedrock of stable society. Yet when the cameras turn off and she drives back to McLean, Virginia, there is no husband waiting for her. Instead, she is greeted by her 3 adopted children. Maria, brought home from Guatemala in 2008, followed by Michael Dimitri in 2009 and Nikolai Peter in 2011, both adopted from Russia. But this raises a critical, highly sensitive question that many viewers are too afraid to ask. Is her advocacy on television a massive display of hypocrisy? Or is her private life a masterclass in single-parent resilience that actually humanizes her? Write down your theory in the comments right now, because the deeper we go into this timeline, the more the public narrative begins to crack. To understand why Laura Ingraham remains single, we must examine her high-profile romantic history, including past relationships with figures like George Conway, Senator Robert Torricelli, and Harvard President Lawrence Summers. In early 2005, the public believed she was finally heading down the aisle after she announced her engagement to Chicago business tycoon James V. Reyes. But within weeks, the dream shattered. Just days after the announcement, Laura was diagnosed with aggressive breast cancer, forcing her into immediate, grueling surgeries. In a bid to maintain her sharp wit, she joked on her website that if James thought he was escaping marriage because of this blip, he was mistaken. Yet, what happened next shocked everyone and marked a dark turning point. Instead of walking down the aisle, the engagement was abruptly called off and James Reyes vanished from her life. The public was never given a clear explanation for the sudden split. Did the pressure of a life-threatening illness tear them apart, or did the realities of a demanding career prove too much? Some close associates whispered that the diagnosis shifted Laura's priorities permanently, forcing her to realize that if she wanted a family, she could no longer wait for a husband to help her build it. This painful transition from bride-to-be to cancer survivor fighting alone was the catalyst for the most radical decision of her life. She stopped looking for a partner and chose to become a mother entirely on her own. Her decision to adopt internationally as a single woman was a grueling legal battle. In 2008, she flew to Guatemala, bringing home 3-year-old Maria Caroline. Next, she turned her attention to Russia, adopting 13-month-old Michael Dimitri from Moscow in 2009 and returning in 2011 to adopt Nikolai Peter. Raising 3 young children from different nations while hosting a daily national show and making constant TV appearances is a logistical nightmare for anyone, let alone a single mother with 0 assistance from a spouse. Ask yourself, whose side would you be on if you were in her shoes, balancing a high-octane career with 3 young, traumatized children? This brings us to a major conflict that soon threatened to tear her family's narrative apart. As her children grew, the political landscape shifted. In late 2012, Vladimir Putin signed a permanent ban on American adoptions of Russian children, targeting families exactly like Laura's. Outraged, Laura did not sit quietly. She founded the Adopt a New Attitude project, lobbying tirelessly against the ban and arguing that these children were angels who transcended geopolitics. But as her public advocacy grew, so did the scrutiny from critics, who began pointing out a glaring, uncomfortable paradox in her rhetoric. Critics began to weaponize her own broadcasts against her. How could a woman who loudly rails against immigration and fiercely defends strict border controls raise a child from Guatemala? On one hand, Laura was preaching isolationist, nationalistic policies on Fox News. On the other hand, her own home was a beautiful, multicultural sanctuary of international adoption. Left-leaning media outlets accused her of rank hypocrisy, claiming she was living a double life. They asked how she could champion a traditional family structure with a strong masculine father figure while raising 3 children entirely without a husband. But here is the twist that her critics often overlook, and it is a detail that completely changes how we view her entire career. Tell me in the comments, does raising children as a single mother make her a hypocrite? Or does it make her a stronger advocate for family values because she knows firsthand how hard it is? The reality of Laura Ingraham's parenting style is intensely hands-on and strictly disciplined, rooted in her deeply held Catholic faith. Far from shielding her children from her beliefs, she has raised them to embrace the conservative values she preaches. Her children, now teenagers, have occasionally appeared on her show, and she has spoken openly about teaching them the value of hard work, discipline, and faith. She has described motherhood as a different lens that keeps her grounded amidst the chaos of the media cycle. But while her family unit grew stronger, her relationship history continued to haunt her public persona. The search for a Laura Ingraham husband remains highly searched for over a decade. Curiosity never fades because the public is obsessed with finding a contradiction. Decades ago, during her time at Dartmouth, she was romantically involved with conservative commentator Dinesh D'Souza. They were reportedly engaged, but like her relationship with James Reyes, it quietly dissolved. Despite the split, her loyalty remained fierce. In 2014, when D'Souza was prosecuted for campaign finance fraud, Laura did not distance herself. She published a public open letter defending him, proving her personal alliances are unbreakable. But this brings us to the ultimate mystery that still surrounds her private life today, a secret that lies at the very heart of her identity. Why has she chosen to remain completely single for nearly 20 years? Did she simply give up on the idea of a traditional marriage? Or is there a deeper, unexpressed reason she keeps locked away from the Fox News cameras? Those who know her best suggest that her decision to remain unmarried is not a failure, but a deliberate, conscious choice. After surviving breast cancer and navigating the intense, exhausting world of international adoption as a single woman, Laura realized that her definition of family did not need to match the rigid standards of the political scripts she reads on teleprompters. Her priorities shifted entirely to her children. She chose to pour her energy, her wealth, and her time into being a mother rather than trying to fit a husband into a life that was already packed to the brim with career demands and parental duties. In the end, the unexposed truth about Laura Ingraham's family is that it is a complex, living contradiction. Every night, she speaks to millions of Americans defending a traditional nuclear family structure that she herself does not live. To her critics, this is the ultimate form of media hypocrisy. But to her supporters, her journey is a powerful testament to the strength of single motherhood. Proof that a woman can build a loving, faith-filled, and highly successful household entirely on her own terms, even in the face of cancer, public scrutiny, and broken engagements. It shows that sometimes the values we champion in public are tested and reshaped by the unpredictable realities of our private lives. This leaves us with one final, profound question to consider. Is it possible that by defying the very traditional family structures she advocates for on-air, Laura Ingraham has actually created something far more resilient? Whose side of the debate do you land on? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this deep dive into the hidden lives of media icons compelling, make sure to subscribe to the channel and check out our other exposés on the screen right now to uncover the truths they never want you to see.